Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. Welcome to another Terrifying Tuesday. As you know, we talk about all things fandom and we talk about them in a positive way. And today we're going to be talking about some horror movies. And the horror movie we're going to be talking about is Friday the 13th because some news has come up that might be interesting. So let's jump right into it. As you may know, we haven't gotten a Friday the 13th film since 2009 due to a lot of legal issues with fighting among the people who owned it, where one side owns a bunch of stuff that has to do with it and the other side owns a whole bunch of stuff that has to do with it, and the two sides can't really come together. Now, the 2009 movie was a reboot that sort of blended in a bunch of different elements from the previous films. And a lot of people at the time really enjoyed the film, and a lot of people didn't. It sort of was a mixed bag. Older school people who saw all the original movies didn't necessarily get as much joy out of it. Me personally, I found a way to fit it into my Friday the 13th marathon when I have my Friday the 13th marathons. I always watch every single movie and I always fit it in. The same way I do with Halloween films and every other franchise that I watch marathons of. It doesn't matter what sequel it is, I'll find a way to put it in there. And I kind of put it in there in a certain spot. But that's not the news. So what is this news? Well, this news, my friends, is that we may be getting another Friday the 13th movie. During a podcast with Bloody Disgusting called The Boo Crew, the guy Roy Lee, who was involved with possibly remaking some Friday the 13th stuff previously, was asked about his involvement in the past with it. And what he actually said was that he's super excited because it may be closer than you think to seeing this actually happen. Okay, and how soon is soon? Well, this is the direct quote from him. He told them, "That is one thing I would love to talk about. You may be hearing something by year's end on that front." Now, that's super cool to think about, because that means that the two parties had to come together to possibly give us a Friday the 13th film. And hopefully this is a sequel to the ones that we got in the past, and not necessarily a sequel to the reboot. Although even if it's a sequel to the reboot, if they get Derek Mears to play the part again, it's going to be pretty good. He made a good Jason. That being said, I do think that Kane Hodder would be down to come back as Jason. He's getting a little bit older. He's getting up there in age. But, I think he would be down for coming back as Jason too. And that might be an okay thing as well. So no matter who we get to play Jason, Jason has always been kind of a stuntman. In all the movies that we've gotten before, Jason has really been a glorified stuntman behind the mask. And it's the way that they move and the way that they present the character that gives Jason his personality. And there have been 3 actors that kind of stand out in that regard. A lot of people say that Kane Hodder was their favorite. But C.J. Graham starred in the movie that pretty much made Jason kind of stand out a lot more. And that was Jason Lives. And the way that he moved actually inspired a lot of how Jason is presented in later films. And that's really cool, because the 3 that stand out are him, Kane Hodder, and Derek Mears as the most recognizable and favorited Jason Voorhees, at least as far as the mainstream goes. If you get into a lot more of the fandom, you might see some people that like a certain actor a lot better than others. There have been many people behind the mask, and of course, everyone has a favorite. So, you know, what are some of your favorites in regard to the men behind the mask? Who's your favorite Jason Voorhees? Are you super excited about the possibility that we're going to get this film and hear news about it by the end of the year? Because I personally cannot wait. Friday the 13th is one of those films that, even though you may get some really crappy sequels, it always delivers on one thing. It always delivers on just the formula it presents. And you can't go wrong with that formula. Anytime they've strayed from it or tried to present it in some new and fashionable way, it usually did fail a little bit. I mean, that was a lot of the problem I had with the reboot, is the reboot was very shiny and it didn't have the camp. It just had people in the cabin. And people in the cabin was way too part 3. And part 3 for me, I love part 3 now, but at the time when I first watched it, I really didn't care for that movie a lot. I've grown to respect part 3 for the elements it is, and the sequel, well, the reboot, just sort of made it seem like they took a lot from part 3, and admittedly so. They actually admitted this. But then you had Jason in Space, which, as weird as that was, there were some elements of that film that worked. And then the Final Friday was another one that was kind of just wow, because you had a body-hopping Jason. And that shouldn't have worked. But there are elements about all of these films that worked, and it's that formula that makes Jason Voorhees who he is. And then you get Kane Hodder or CJ Graham, or you get Derek Mears or some other person who can present this persona to Jason, sort of humanize the corpse behind the mask. Then you kind of get this vibe like maybe this movie won't be so bad. And you just turn off your mind and enjoy that type of movie. Alright, so are you super excited about this news? Are you not excited? Leave us a comment in the comment box below, because we want to know. And share this video with all of your friends so they can be a part of the conversation too. And then as of the shooting of this video, we are only 2 away from having 500 subscribers. Miko says we need more subscribers. His goal is to get to 1,000. So help us reach the goal of getting to 500, and then we'll reach Miko's goal of getting to 1,000. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Don't forget to like this video, because YouTube likes it when you like it, and of course we like it too. And then yes, Miko, yes, at the end of the day, fandom is family.